Unit under attack.
Hey, what is up guys, Marsif here, and today I've got a very special video, that I've been holding off doing for quite a while, but I've got a pretty good list here of the 10 things you do know about Kane's Wrath, and the first thing has to do with planetary assault carriers. Now, you guys know that these packs have a special ability to enable an ion storm. They have a very special and unique ability to enable the ion storm here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel this ion storm by using a sonic emitter. That's right guys, you can actually counter planetary assault carriers with sonic emitters. So if I put just one sonic emitter down, all of these packs ion storms will be destroyed. There's an ability called Storm Shield, and it is in the vanilla game. All of these changes apply in the vanilla Kane's Wrath, and these planetary assault carriers no longer can use their ion storm ability. This simply does not work with the sonic emitter here. It immediately dissipates, and that is the first thing you didn't know about Kane's Wrath. Alright guys, and the second thing you didn't know about Kane's Wrath, it has to do with waypoints and engineers. So I can select this engineer here and I can rally it into my APC and then target a neutral structure that I want to capture. And when I evacuate my APC, the engineer will remember that cue and go into that tie room spike, for example. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to waypoint that in the oops, I'm going to try again. So I'm going to waypoint in the APC and then to the spike. I'm going to drive over there, and I can do the same with this one. So I can just rally this in there and then do that. And when I set my unit over here, it will capture that spike by itself. As you can see, no additional orders have been given, and it will capture the tie room spike.
Personnel carrier. Right away.
Building captured.
Alright guys, and the third thing you didn't know about Kane's Wrath has to do with the Commando, the Jedi Commando. Now the Commando has a special ability called the Jump Jet. And what I'm going to do, as an example of what players normally do when they use Jump Jet, when they're trying to destroy an enemy structure, is they Jump Jet nearby the structure and then they target the enemy building. And as you can see, that took an extra command to destroy that connyard. Now I'm going to repeat that same scenario as I just did, but I'm going to click on my opponent's MCV or construction yard with the Jump Jet. So I'm going to select this Jump Jet ability and I'm going to place my target cursor over the structure, and the Commando actually has coded in an ability to drop the C4 charges when it completes that jump. So watch what happens here. No additional commands, it takes out the MCV. So that's an ability of the Commando that many players including Bycrush have not picked up on. The next thing has to do with Orcas and Firehawks. Now these are aircraft that have to return to base to reload their ammunition, and you can actually speed that up with GDI by pausing your hardpoints upgrade at 99% and then resuming it when your Orcas or Firehawks land, and you'll get an instant refill on your aircraft just like that. So you can cut down the time it takes between bombing runs with Firehawks with this nifty little trick. The next thing you guys probably didn't know about Kane's Wrath is the Redeemer, and all epic units can crush shredder turrets. As you can see, I just crushed a shredder turret there. And this Redeemer will literally just walk through shredder turrets, like so. It's a little bit buggy, but you can see that the Redeemer does crush the turrets when you are getting up and close with them. And there you can see the Redeemer just walks right through shredder turret. It's the only thing, the only building in the game that can be crushed. There is only epic units that can do this. think you have to click right near them for this to happen. Alright guys, in the fifth thing you don't know about Kane's draft, we're going to be doing a test here with the nuclear missile and its unique ability called the Master Computer Countermeasures. I'm going to undo the radar jam by doing the Master Computer Countermeasures. As you can see, it says that the radars are returned to normal status, but I don't think many people knew of this. Alright guys, the next thing has to do with crushing. And I've got some shadow teams here, and something that you may not know is shadow teams, while practically invulnerable in the sky, can get crushed by the drone. So if you fly nearby a drone ship, you will lose the shadow teams. You can also kill motherships with the drone ships. All you have to do, guys, is simply fly into the mothership and it will be destroyed like so. Lastly, epic units like the Hexapod Redeemer and Marv can crush the drone ship as if it were a vehicle. As you can see, that also gets destroyed and crushed by a Hexapod. All you have to do is just walk through it. And the eighth thing you didn't know about Kane's draft has to do with cross-faction upgrades. Now, the Might of Kane Awakened, they do have these machine guns on them, but if you somehow manage to capture a Black Hand tech, or if in a 2v2 game a Black Hand ally leaves and he has the charged particle beams, the Awakened squads also benefit from the charged particle beams. Look how much damage that does to structures and vehicles. Let's just make a Redeemer real quick and show you. I do have a mod to speed things up here, but all of the stuff you're seeing in this video will apply in the vanilla game. But the damage type is changed from gun to cannon, which means these Awakened deal more damage to vehicles, as you can see. This Redeemer taking damage from the charged particle beam Awakened. Now, furthermore, if I go ahead and upgrade Tiberium Infusion, these militant rocket squads will also benefit from that upgrade. So by default, the Black Hand doesn't get the Tiberium Infusion, but when you upgrade Tiberium Infusion from a Mark of Kane or Nod Shrine, then these units benefit from that. Not the Confessor Cabals, of course, but the other ones certainly do. You can see those rockets moving faster, plus they are granted with more armor, more resistance to damage. And the ninth thing you guys probably didn't know about Kane's draft has to do with beam cannons and their reflective beam ability. Now, this does work with Venoms, but it also does work with the Hammerheads. The Hammerheads also can transmit the same beam. As you can see, the decal appears around these Hammerheads, and I'm going to demonstrate this by targeting a Tiberium crystal all the way across the map, and you can see the beams all combined. Let me just use 2 beams so it lasts longer than a second, because that's a lot of DPS. But you can see all of the Hammerheads are combining this beam as if they were Venoms, and it works all the same. The last and final thing you guys may not know about Kane's draft has to do with Juggernaut. Now, this is a pretty advanced micro technique that I'm about to show you, and a lot of pro players don't know this as well. But basically, these Juggernauts have very sporadic fire. I'm going to show you just how much it can differ. So if I target this mammoth tank here, just look how much these shells are converging to the left and to the right. They're straying away so far from the target. They're very random, but there is a chance to minimize the randomness on the Juggernaut shells, and that is by pressing the S key on the keyboard after each shot. So if I attack the ground here, for example, press the S key, you'll always notice that 2 of the 3 projectiles are always hitting. There's no inconsistency. And at worst, the 3rd projectile goes off to the right slightly. So the technique is you press the S key on your keyboard after each shot, and then here's the key. You aim with the forced fire attack, which is this right here. By default is control. You control the ground right to the left of your opponent's unit. So the 2 shells hit, and the third one will hit the right side of the unit's collision box. So I'm going to demonstrate how many shots it takes with and without this technique. So this Juggernaut here will attack that Mammoth tank. And then I'll give it even a head start. So let's see how long this takes. And even with that huge delay on that Juggernaut, I will still win that fight versus the Mammoth tank, taking 1 less shot. So let's try a Jug versus Jug duel and see what happens. So this Juggernaut here, I will focus fire with that. And look, I'm going to even give it so much head start. Unfortunately, I was a bit slow there, but nonetheless, it's 3 shots versus 4. And I can even prove this with some more Juggernauts. You guys get the point. The damage is way more consistent when you press the S key after each shot and aim to the left slightly of the enemy unit. Now that is difficult. You know, a lot is going on, but in some circumstances this can give you an advantage for the player who does it. Especially when your enemy Redeemer is shockwaved and you want it to be destroyed as quick as possible. So let's try this Jug fight here.
Fire at will. Clear the area.
And you can see I consistently win the Jug fights. And even when I'm giving the enemy Juggernaut time as well. And that was 2 shots. Sometimes the RNG does actually work out for the other Juggernaut, but most of the time you can reduce that RNG by that technique I mentioned. So I hope you all enjoyed this video and these 10 tricks and things you didn't know about Kane Draft, guys. Cater to all people of all knowledge levels and skill levels, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Anyways guys, this is going to be me, Master Leaf. Peace out.